Hello friends, welcome to another new episode of Techie Tuesdays. I'm your host S. Ravi Kumar. Techie Tuesdays is a weekly show where I answer your tech and career related queries. So if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. Now let's get started with today's questions. His first question is by Akshay. He's asking, are ASP.NET Core and Razor Pages the same thing? Akshay, no, they are not same thing. ASP.NET Core is a sub-framework of .NET platform used to build web applications. ASP.NET Core can be used to build different kind of web applications, be it websites, be it web applications, or be it web services. And to build these different kind of web applications, ASP.NET Core supports different kind of project types or web engines. Razor Pages is one of such project type which is used to build websites or web applications using UI which is built on which runs via the Razor engine. Apart from Razor Pages, there are other website or web development sub-frameworks, or you can say project types in ASP.NET which supports UI development, that is ASP.NET Blazor and ASP.NET MVC. So in a way you can say that ASP.NET Core is parent framework of Razor Pages, or ASP.NET supports building Razor Pages based applications. Next question is by Prateek. He's asking, what programming languages are taught in IT companies during the training period? Prateek, there is no fixed answer to this question, as different IT companies use different programming languages in their day-to-day activities. So they train people who are coming in their companies based on those programming languages. Most of the services companies train people on the technologies or languages in which they have more and more projects, long-term projects and requirements. So let's say a company is supporting a 3-year-old or 5-year long, a company has a 5-year long contract to support a .NET based application. So if they recruit new people, they will train people on .NET so that they can recruit those people or include those people in that long running project in cheaper cost, so that they can save some money. So usually, as along with the experience, the cost of developer increases as they have to give increments and all those things, and based on that the cost to company increases as the developer experience increases. So to save cost, most of the time companies, what they do, that they train the freshers or like junior developers in that technology, and then they include in the team, and by that like they give lesser salary to the junior developer, and they use some senior developer just for the guidance. That way they save cost also. So most of the times company use this thing or choose the programming languages based on the type of job or type of clients they have and the framework they are using for their development. So there is no fixed answer to this. It changes from company to company and the type of clients they are handling. Next question is by Ashk Reza. He is asking, what is the difference between Blazor and MVC? Reza, both ASP.NET MVC and Blazor are part of ASP.NET Core sub-framework of .NET platform used to build website and web applications with user interfaces. However, there are some key differences between the two, which are: MVC is an older framework. It is around 11 to 12 years old, whereas Blazor is a brand new framework. It's around just 2 to 3 years old. It was released in 2019 of September 2019. In ASP.NET MVC, the user operations are done by using jQuery or JavaScript, whereas in Blazor, all the user operations are done by using C# language. MVC is based on MVC design pattern or model view controller design pattern, whereas Blazor is based on single page architecture pattern, and Blazor is basically a competition to popular JavaScript frameworks like Angular or React or Vue.js. MVC can be used only to develop web applications, or applications developed in MVC can only hosted on web, whereas application developed using Blazor can be hosted on web as well as it can be run on clients using Blazor WebAssemblies, or it can be converted or used as a desktop or mobile application using Mavi Blazor. And the biggest thing, or I would say it's not a difference, but it's a biggest differentiator, that Blazor is being supported or backed by Microsoft too much. Like Microsoft is promoting Blazor to develop almost every kind of application, and everywhere they are giving new samples, all the samples or application which they are developing, they are utilizing Blazor thoroughly everywhere, whereas MVC has kind of taken a back seat. Now MVC is only supported to kind of support the old legacy application which were built in MVC. For converting a new application or writing a new application, Microsoft is promoting everyone or suggesting everyone to use Blazor. Next question is by Praveen. He's asking, is an online course equivalent to a course taken in college? Naveen, it primarily depends on what online course you are doing. If that online course provides you a degree from a reputed college, then of course it can be considered equivalent. However, it depends on, again, company to company, as many companies don't accept that, or many companies consider that as a distance education course, not as a full-time degree. In my opinion, if you can afford, then you should go for a full-time college degree, because there you will not only learn about a particular framework, technology or a subject, but you will also be part of a community. You will get teachers, you will get mentors, you will have seniors. So you will be part of a community and you will get friends which will be your friends for lifetime. So in my opinion, if you can afford, you should go for full-time college degree. But if you can't afford that, then of course you can use online courses which provide you degrees from reputed colleges. Most of the time, online degrees are considered a way to upskill yourself. If you are already in a job and you want to go for a higher role, or more technical role, more responsibilities or higher salary, so in that scenario you can use online degrees to upskill yourself for a newer technology. But I won't consider an online course as a base degree, or I won't suggest you to do an online course as your base degree. Next question is by Jay. He is asking, who are better, self-taught programmers or college-taught ones? Jay, in my opinion, there is nothing called self-taught programmers. In order to become a programmer, you always follow a course or a book or a guidance from a mentor. So in all these scenarios, someone else is teaching you. So you are not learning all by yourself. So that's why I say that there is nothing called self-taught programmer. You are always taught by someone else. Usually people who learn from boot camps or online resources call themselves as self-taught programmers. But frankly speaking, I think they are not better than people who have learned programming from IT colleges or done degrees in software development or software engineering. The reason behind that is the curriculum of software courses in colleges contains everything. It contains everything related to software development. They teach you software engineering concepts, they teach you software development life cycle, they teach you about databases, they teach you about operating system, they teach you each and everything related to software industry. However, when you are learning something from a course or a boot camp, they primarily teach you something related to one particular technology or one particular framework or one particular set of technology stack. So let's say you are doing a boot camp for MERN stack, or you are doing a boot camp for full stack .NET development. You are learning only about .NET. You are not learning software engineering concepts. You are not learning how to write good code. You are not learning, maybe you are learning how to write good code, but you are not learning software engineering concepts. You are not learning the database principles or database design principles or DBMS concepts and DBMS rules. So in my opinion, is someone who has done a degree or a diploma in software industry, like software industry field, like be it software engineering, be it bachelor in computer applications, or be it masters in computer application, I think that person has good knowledge or more knowledge of basics concepts of software engineering and software development than someone who has learned just from boot camp or just from a code camp or just via online resources. You can use online resources or online courses or boot camps just to upskill yourself. As I said, most of the time people use online courses and boot camps to upskill themselves, but they can't be used as your base degree. Also, most of the companies who hire these self-taught developers are small startups who don't have salary to pay or who don't have enough funds to pay for the developers, and they hire developers on minimum wages. If you go for a reputed companies, most of the time reputed companies, especially in India, they ask in their job description that the person who is joining them should be from a good college, should have done a degree from a good college or institute. So in my opinion, a college-taught developer is far more better than so-called self-taught developers. Next question is by Ananda. He is asking, does a remote part-time job for a programmer role exists? Ananda, technically it doesn't exist. However, in market it's called as a freelancer. So basically, no company advertise or put a job post for a part-time developer or a remote part-time developer. After COVID, most of the developer jobs have been remote developer jobs, remote in the time zone in which the company works. So most of the US based companies, they ask that we want US remote, like US only remote. So people who are working in US time zones, so they consider that as remote. In India also, many companies now are hiring as India remote only, like people who are living in different cities of India and working in Indian time zone, so they hire them as India remote. So yes, there is remote jobs available, but they are 90% of the time or 100% of the time they are full-time jobs. They are not part-time jobs. So there is nothing called remote part-time. However, if you are working as a freelancer or if you are searching a job as a freelancer, yes, of course, you can get as a part-time job, which can be like you can work in a project on 2 hours or 3 hours daily on a project as a freelancer. So as a freelancer, you can work part-time, but there is no job role as a part-time like developer or part-time remote developer. But if you are a freelancer, you can work as a part-time developer in any company, but not as a employee of a company. So there is no role or there is no such job role exist which is called as remote part-time developer. So these were my answers to your tech and career related queries in this episode of Techie Tuesdays. If you like your questions to be put in next episode of Techie Tuesdays, you can DM me your questions with hashtag Techie Tuesdays on any social media platform. All my social media handles are Techie Rathor. I hope you like my answers, and if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. So until my next video, take care. Bye bye.